Oh, I forgot to post.
Well, just post in Discord to what's it called. It's not like anyone really reads the Facebook right now anyways. Yeah, it is.
Okay, well, hello and welcome. This is the Story Speakers Guild bringing you roleplay entertainment, and we are here for Saturday by Night. Say hello, my little vampires.
Hello.
Oh my god. Hello.
Hello.
Wow, laryngitis is on the line.
Alright, does anybody want to give a recap of where we left off?
All that's really important is that Joseph was right.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. And then Victor blood bonded Veronica to him. And we're going to utilize the monthly meeting to try and figure out some more stuff.
Indeed. And once again, Joseph was right.
We will call that episode Joseph Was Right.
But was Jessica right?
Jessica's always right.
Oh, okay. I'll take it.
Even when she's wrong.
How do you know she's not right when she's wrong? Or how do you know she's wrong to begin with? You never know.
She's so wrong, it's right.
And if she's wrong, we don't want to be right.
Yeah, because then she starts stabbing you with a spork.
There is that, or beating us with a door knocker.
And drawing on a clean wall that had just been remodeled.
It needed more art.
Okay, that was the one time she was wrong.
But that's why it was so right.
Don't you have a cell phone to destroy, sir?
I've downgraded to beepers.
So a beeper to destroy.
Yeah, the beepers were pretty stout little things. I remember because the airman that had to carry them on standby would put them through the.
No, you see, he needs to get a Nokia because those things don't break ever. Okay. Well, that was an awkward silence.
It was an awkward silence.
Alright,
They were trying to find out how to argue my point, but they couldn't.
so you guys got some pretty big news last time. How are you going to move forward? Are you guys getting together? I think you guys made a plan to meet up the following day when you last parted ways.
We did.
Probably.
Yep. Where did you know us last? When we first got our first mission, Tom, way back.
The only one that may not know is Rick Williams because we weren't going to share the info because he can't seem to keep his tongue.
Where is he, by the way?
He said he was closing this weekend, right?
Yeah, Cappy's going to be closing, but he said that if we run for kind of our normal amount of time, he'll probably be able to join us before it ends. So he will join us at a dramatically appropriate moment. Not really, but we could pretend.
And Veronica was a deceptive hoe.
Slightly. Yeah,
I
I was
mean-
right.
Yeah, we've known that from the beginning.
Yeah, well, she actually, the face changing thing was pretty freaky. What did you call that? Antediluvian?
No.
No, she's a Zamisi,
Zamisi, that's the word, yeah.
and they have a power called vicissitude, which allows them to essentially like craft their flesh and bone and the flesh and bone of others if they're touching them and they're powerful enough.
Yeah, it was kind of creepy. That was an awesome description of her shift, I'm just saying. And then Joseph asked Anita to call off his dog on
Her, but yes.
her, yeah.
Yep, and you guys all made plans to get together. So probably gonna all start. Oh wait, before we get too far, everybody roll your rouse checks.
Rouse, check it up. Damn it.
Ooh, hungry night so far. Victor's got it under control tonight.
Uh-oh.
Father Torin, your beast is nipping. You feel antsy.
I haven't killed someone yet in the last 4 days. I don't like the itchy feeling I'm getting for not having eaten something.
Ooh, Billy is extremely hungry tonight. Oh wow, and Jessica, your beast is whispering in your ear, "Let's go, explore, get up, go up."
Oh, you want to walk? Okay.
Carlotta, you have your beast well under control.
You know it.
Okay, so as you guys get up and make sure if you failed your rousing check that you add a hunger to your counter. And does anybody have anything particular that they're doing, or are you kind of just making your way straight to Victor's once you are ready for the night?
First I call Celine.
She picks up and says, "Fuck you, motherfucker, I don't have time for men today," and hangs up on you.
She took the time.
Well, fuck. What other Tremere do I know?
That was kind of funny.
I call Billy Reeves.
Billy, your phone is ringing. Billy is having trouble accessing his phone.
Is he
It
related
keeps
to me?
ringing. No, he's not. He's just he's got a couple drinks, that's all.
Pick up the phone. We're not at home.
Joseph, what can I do for you, my friend?
You're gonna need to meet.
I've come across some interesting information, and I figure some magical backup might be needed.
Well, as it so happens to be tonight, I happen to be free. So, I'm quite interested.
Ah, good. Meet me at Blah Bob's address in the Gold Coast. No, Blah. I don't know. We don't have an actual address number for him. It's just that he lives in the Gold Coast.
I would like to point out the irony of you being a vampire and you're saying blah.
I know.
He
Blah, blah,
doesn't
blah.
say blah, blah, blah.
Well, all right. I'll see you there. Have a good night.
I can't wait. Then I hang up.
Oh, really quick before we start this, where did we leave off last with the we'll say doorknob issues?
The doorknob issues were left off last with request for Jessica to send over the doorknob that I believe the doorknob's name was
Don.
Don the Knob, yes.
Drama about Bob the Knob. Yep.
In exchange for Bob the Knob.
And
Are you
Jessica
doing
wasn't
that?
happy because the other knob didn't want to go back.
Yes, except I'm doing the same thing he did. I'm going out and buying a new knob that looks exactly identical and bringing it over.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Okay. This one is Ron.
Oh, I'm expecting it to be fully in its packaging and asleep, but okay. Ron.
Yeah, but like if you end up talking to it,
Yeah.
I have a name set up already.
All right, you came
But yes,
prepared.
it is packaged. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's really goofy, but I love these doorknob scenes. But like you said, it is in its packaging, so it's asleep. And as you look, you think it looks so sweet, so innocent when it sleeps.
So cute. I'm gonna give it a little pat on the head, gentle, sleep soundly, my dear knob.
You think that it looks like it kind of like nestled into its packaging, like getting a little more comfy and falling into a deeper sleep.
Man, this kid's gonna be in for a tough break. Oh well.
Well, I mean, you'll be over there often to make sure that he's treating the knobs properly.
That is true. Yes. I might even polish it a few times.
Jessica likes to polish knobs. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
what she
it
said.
does fit her character.
She does like to do that. That's part of her actual preferred prey style.
It's true.
Does anybody have anything else that they want to take care of before heading over to Bob or Victor's?
Other thing before I leave, gonna call Joe and see if Joe's settling in all right to the place that Jessica set up. Just a quick check.
Yeah, so Joe picks up and they say, yeah, things are they're okay. I am not used to the noises here yet, but it's okay. I gotta go though. The plants are they're interesting.
Good. Make sure you're keeping them pretty close, Joe. I don't know what's going to happen in these next coming nights, but I'm hoping there'll be some protection.
I gotta go. Click.
Alright, then I go find Jessica.
You're still staying at her house?
Until we release Veronica, yes.
Alright.
Or eat her.
Yeah, Jessica would probably be standing near the door holding a packaged knob.
My progenitor would like to have Jessica when you guys are done with her.
Oh my.
You mean- we'll figure that out later.
I'm not sure how I like this. Should I be concerned?
Not Jessica, I'm sorry. Veronica.
I knew he meant
Okay.
Veronica.
Oh, I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, why is she saying she doesn't like it? I'm like, wait, sorry.
We'd like Jessica and okay. I'm gonna just move now, I guess.
Sorry.
I'm gonna let you take the lead on leading us to Bob's. I need to take my medicine real quick.
Yeah.
Oh God.
All right. So you are holding the package with the doorknob. You step outside into a cold, wet, yucky night. What do you see that's leading the way?
It's going to be a trail of coins.
Coins. Okay, like gold coins, like
Spinning gold
You know,
coins
like
that
video game-
disappear when I spinning gold coins that disappear when I walk over them.
okay, perfect. So you guys start following that, and it ends up being a really long walk tonight. You guys end up like just kind of meandering through the whole neighborhood, and it takes you about 45 minutes before you're actually approaching the door. But you see that the hot dog vendor is back from his vacation as you're on your way.
I will pick up 3 hot dogs.
Oh, I don't remember what voice I had, so I'm sorry if I am changing this. But it's good to see you again.
Ah, wonderful! You're back. How was the vacation?
Well, it was fun, but I ended up missing being here and seeing my people, and so I cut it a little bit short.
I know. I actually have a customer who was just dying to have another hot dog, and I've been wanting to get it to him.
Oh, you don't say. That's great to hear. Business has been a little bit slow. People don't want to come and get hot dogs when it's snowing, but
What?
when you're
But this is the
cold,
perfect
what's better than a
time.
hot? Exactly. It's hot.
Especially, Rottweilers. They'd prefer to be hot.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They're some of my best customers.
Mm.
Rottweilers are?
Yeah. So how many can I do you for tonight?
3.
3.
I-
That's a good number.
I know. I got one for me, one for my friend here, and then one for the doorknob.
Yeah, that's a good call. Are you sure there's only one doorknob friend that you need to feed?
Oh, good point. I could. Okay, yeah. Get me 5,
5. That's a great number.
just to be safe. I think that's an extra one, but I don't care.
That's
Who
okay.
knows? It might come
I'll
in
throw
handy.
that one in.
Oh,
That's on the
lovely.
house. Or the cart, I guess.
It would be silly on a house. It would be hard to eat.
Right? Yeah. Difficult to reach. You need
Yeah.
a ladder.
Huh?
I don't want you to have to climb a ladder just to get your hot dog.
That would, and I wouldn't be able to take it off the house. Otherwise, it wouldn't be on the house when I eat it. And just a whole
No.
mess.
It gets really complicated.
Yeah. So yeah, 5 hot dogs and yeah. Ooh, I have coins. Just been picking them up on the way here.
Oh, that's perfect. I've been looking for some spinning coins.
Yeah, I think that happened last time too.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, anyways, here's your hot dogs. Thanks for stopping by. I hope I'll see you again soon.
Oh, I imagine we'll be stopping by. This is my regular route.
That's fantastic. You guys stay warm, okay?
Oh yeah, we'll try. It sure is cold out here.
All during
Almost
this time,
nipping.
I have my notebook out and I'm taking notes on Jessica and the conversation.
Okay. And like as she's doing that, she's actually really just facing those newspaper box things, you know, like where you can open it and get like the newspaper out. That's what she's like facing and talking to.
When she takes the actual hot dogs, does she grab anything like the actual newspapers or anything like that?
No, no. It does look like she's trying to juggle like holding several like hot dogs though.
She will hand Joseph one, actually.
I take one of the imaginary hot dogs.
All right. So, yeah, sorry, Torin, if that is so. For those who maybe don't know or haven't caught scenes with Jessica before like this, she is a Malkavian, which means that they tend to struggle with like mental disorders and delusions and things like that. And so the doorknob interactions are all delusions, and this hot dog vendor is not actually a real person. It is another delusion, but it is a recurring one.
That's awesome. I knew the doorknobs were an illusion, but you had me on the hot dog until you said that's awesome.
When the conversation gets wonky like that, there's a very good chance that it's just a delusion.
Which is about 90% of the time.
It's true. But that's the fun thing about Malkavians. It's a bunch of nonsense, but sometimes there's actually like hidden meaning behind the nonsense, but there's not really a great way to sort through.
Sure it is. Use a filter. My filter. Come on.
You did Devil go all robot-y for you guys?
Yeah, you threw a little robot-y to me. But we will power through. Alright, so oop,
How's
do
that
we have
better?
you back? Yes, you are much better now.
Lovely.
Or you sound much better now.
Anyway, I was saying I carry my filter with me. It's come on, Joseph.
So you guys arrive at Victor's house a little while later, and I'm gonna say that Carlotta shows up right about the same time. Sorry, I forgot.
Yes.
her name. So you guys are all kind of approaching along the front walk at the same time.
Hello, Carlotta.
Hi!
Hi, Jessica. Hi, Joseph. How are you?
Great! Sorry I can't hug or, shake hands. I've got a handful of hot dogs here. It's just really not gonna be good.
She has
Hold
nothing
on.
in her hand, by the way.
Let-
Although there is a doorknob in packaging in the other hand.
let me get. She's gonna kind of reach over and just kind of like tuck the imaginary hot dogs in the crook of her arm between the package of the doorknob and her elbow, and she's gonna take one of them and walk over to the doorknob and go, hey Bob, I got you one.
Jessica! Oh man! I'm so excited! I heard that the vendor was back in town, but I didn't know if it was true.
Yeah. I got plenty. Some for all the knobs I know.
Oh man, this is great! And he, at least you believe that he starts eating the hot dog.
And look, I hired a replacement for you.
Oh man, that means I get to go to your house now, right?
Yeah, and this time I'm gonna watch them replace it.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Though don't tell him anything about the not polishing thing.
Oh no, I don't want to ruin my chances. I feel bad, but I gotta get out of here.
Don't worry, I'll come by and, make sure he's taken care of and that sort of stuff.
You're such a good person, Jessica.
I know. I try, at least, you know. Hey, but, you know, my front door, great place.
I know, it's gonna be awesome.
It is. I'm looking forward to it. By the way, look, I've got more people with me this time.
Oh, wow! Hi, everyone!
She will turn back and look at the two of you and kind of sit there expecting you to say hi back without telling you that the doorknob said hi.
Well, hello, doorknob.
My name is Bob. That's just rude.
Yeah, I mean, and just doorknob, that's generic. Bob is
It'd
more
be
than
like
a
me
generic
saying,
doorknob.
hi, vampire.
Well, you didn't say that out loud. Shh.
I'm so sorry, Jessica. I did not realize he had a name. I apologize. Hello, Bob.
See, she's actually nice. She just doesn't know etiquette. Well, doorknob etiquette is kind of a new thing to most people, I think.
And because I am so enthralled with Jessica because she's so entirely interesting, I go along with this.
Bob seems unusually quiet to you now, Jessica. He seems very offended.
If you want. Joseph, my friend, how are you today? And you have friends. And they're such a lovely doorknob. What's your name?
I see you've been standing there long.
Oh, yes. Occasionally Billy does lurk.
That's good to know. I may need you to lurk, Billy. So yeah, Billy Reeves is standing there, guys.
Apparently, did my sense just not work or something? Or?
It just didn't. You were so concerned about Bob.
Okay. Yeah, Jessica will kind of pat Bob on the knob and just kind of let go. It's okay. They're all rude and obnoxious. It's not fair. But you're
Oh,
having another hot
my
dog.
dear. I'm sorry, I still have never gotten the doorknob's name. But they love hot dogs. Yes, young lady?
Of course, this is the best hot dog in the neighborhood.
Oh, but I must ask. Have you had the Chicago dogs? Portillo's. To die for.
I think I've already done that once, but no.
That is unfortunate. I was so hoping to live vicariously through you.
Huh. Well, that would be awkward in a lot of ways. Although
I
it gives
mean-
me an idea.
Ooh, do tell, do tell.
Well, flapjacks.
Yes,
Exactly.
I'm loving it.
Mm.
Flapjack hot dogs or simply flapjacks?
Well, you could combine the two. But it would be pretty hard to get him to do that for you.
I don't know. Perhaps wrapping the flapjack around a sausage instead of a hot dog.
I don't know. That seems...
Breakfast ideas aside that we cannot eat to taste. Perhaps we should go in. I hope Father Torin is on his way.
Oh, he probably is.
Right about this time, we'll say that you come walking up, Torin. Your, what's his name? Robbie comes and drops you off.
I thank Robbie for the lift, and I get out and I walk up towards Victor's house.
Wow, everybody's coming to meet Bob the Knob, all at once.
Remember, Jessica, we're here to talk about what to do about our problem.
Oh, the collective problem. Okay, yeah.
I go up to Billy and I go, "Hi,
It's just
I'm
something that happens with our age.
Hi, I'm Carlotta. I don't think I know your name."
Billy Reeves. Billy Reeves. Pleasure to meet you.
It's good to meet you too. Are you a friend of Victor's?
Joseph actually asked me out this evening. Said he had some curious problem to look into.
Jessica will lean closer to Joseph and ask very quietly, "Are we a friend of Victor's?"
I don't know if Victor considers us friends. You may want to ask him when we get in. Friend or not, though, you could say we're allies.
Okay, that works.
And that is going to be an important part of the meeting today, Jessica.
Oh, I usually skip over the important parts and get to when I talk.
So, I knock on Victor's door.
After 30 seconds or so, what's his nuts? Jameson comes and opens the door. "Oh, Joseph." And just opens the door after a
Have
heavy
they
sigh.
actually met?
Yeah, they have actually met at times that he can remember. He probably does not realize how many times he has met Joseph, or I guess not met Joseph, but run into him. But they have spent some amount of time.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I wanted to clarify because it was weird for me.
Jameson, let your master know we're here for our meeting.
Of course, feel free to step in. And Victor, were you waiting in the sitting room, or what have you been doing? What's your plan?
No, I got up and performed my ablutions as I always do, and then went and sat in my private room, waiting for everybody to show up.
Before Jameson leaves, Jessica will hold up the doorknob and say, "I've also come for Bob the Knob. Could you replace the doorknob really quick?"
I first need to alert Victor.
Okay, I'll just be right here. I wouldn't want you to forget or anything, you know.
I have not forgotten. I will be back. And so Jameson comes shortly after to let you know, Victor, that your guests have arrived, and the sitting room is appropriately furnished, and asks if you would like him to take care of the doorknob exchange, as Jessica is insistent on doing it immediately.
Oh dear God, I forgot about that. Yes, yes. If you wouldn't mind, Jameson, handle that for her. We'll never get to anything until that's done.
Very well. Um, anything you want me to take care of before, or are you ready to meet with all of?
No, I'll be down directly.
Hey Bob, what staff do you have?
Well, I have Jameson. I no longer have a driver, but I have um hmm a housekeeper, I suppose, and a some sort of cook because I do have human guests.
But is your cook named Pilot?
Alright. So what I'm hearing is there are some humans in this house.
God damn it! Yes.
Laura, I'm going to use my bloodhound to try to sniff out anyone who is currently giving off a phlegemic humor.
Phlegmatic.
Yeah. I'm looking for what I need to roll.
Yeah, go ahead and make your roll, and I'll let you know what you find.
It's difficulty 3. I'm gonna blow a willpower for a reroll.
That's what I thought I saw was a difficulty 3.
Well,
Oh.
Well, who do I find then?
So Bob, do you have these humans around for like something in particular?
What do you mean?
Like, do they serve a function in the house? Are they like there to look pretty? Like, what are these humans here for?
No, those two they actually do their jobs. I've got a cook and, like I said, a cook and a housekeeper.
Okay.
They have their own rooms towards the back.
Okay. Um, so I'm gonna say that you end up finding the housekeeper, but it's not the type of blood that you're looking for.
I'm hungry, so I don't really care. I was hoping to find my refined palate's current taste, but I did not. I don't know.
I don't know.
But alright, so the housekeeper. What's the housekeeper's name?
Do you have a name for her?
Gladys.
Make sure you write that down. It's Gladys. She's, do you care if I add some detail for her? Or do you have something?
No, feel free.
there will be cake.
So she is in her like mid 50s. She's like kind of one of those like just like sweet faces, kind of like a little bit on the plump side, just like very kind of like happy, sweet sort of person.
Gladys, right?
Hmm.
Well, who is this beautiful woman here?
Oh, I am Gladys.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Gladys. I'm Joe. I take her hand and I kiss it.
You're eating Victor's help again?
Is this better?
A little bit.
How about now?
Yes, now you're a little clearer. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, we already had her named. The head maid is Jennifer.
Well, whatever. She's still what I said,
Gladys
but
is her
she's
middle name.
Yeah, there we go. Her name is Jennifer Gladys. She likes to go by Gladys.
So, Gladys, what is that sweet scent I smell coming from you?
Oh, you must be talking about my perfume. I don't know. Perfume name.
May I have a closer smell?
Well, aren't you cheeky?
Does she stop me from moving her wrist up?
No, she doesn't stop you.
Alright, as I move it up towards my mouth, I sink my teeth in. I'm only taking 2.
Okay. I think because you're kind of trying to be a little sneaky about this, though, I think you should roll for it. I'm gonna have you do a Dex and Brawl, I guess it would be.
Fail, fail, fail.
Please fail.
I mean, that seemed kind of a charisma and something, but yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's good enough. I mean, like, she's not like, difficult to kind of um, sneak in and like grab a bite before she kind of understands what's happening, and like the pleasure of the bite ends up kind of keeping her from really like resisting you too much. So
Tell me about what I did feed on.
so as you drink the blood, it has almost kind of gives you the feeling of if you ever just lay in the sun on like a really nice like summer day and you just kind of feel that warmth kind of spreading over your body. It almost feels kind of like that. It kind of dances as you drink it in, and you feel it kind of dancing through your body. It gives you a very kind of like light, airy, warm feeling.
So horrible. You said it's like laying in the sun, and I'm like, oh no, he's on fire.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. That's maybe not an appealing feeling for vampires.
So what you're saying is eating her makes it feel pleasurable like he's in the sun. The one thing he can't do.
Yeah.
Bobby better get.
Were you never taught manners, sir? It's not nice to eat when you're a guest in someone's house to eat their staff.
I feel like I should argue that point, but I'm not going to.
But yeah, after that, now Gladys, I'm gonna need you not to remember any of this. And I use Forgetful Mind.
And that just works on mortals, yeah.
Yeah.
It works on anything.
Well, I meant
roll
like,
against. Yeah.
yeah, there's no like roll here. And so as you say that, she kind of blinks and she's like, did you need something?
No, you were telling me you were feeling a little faint, Gladys. You should go get some juice.
Oh, I guess I must be. That's a good idea. Thank you. You're very kind.
And I returned to the sitting room.
Out of curiosity, how long does it take Jameson to open the door, answer, take people to the sitting room, come back, and replace the doorknob?
Oh, right. So after after he goes and alerts Victor that you guys are there, he comes back downstairs and says that you guys can feel free to walk over to the sitting room, and then he approaches you with a hand extended, and I can take care of installing that now for you if you'd like.
Lovely. I will hand him the box, and watch as he installs it.
And yeah, I mean, they're not doing anything sneaky here. He goes ahead and installs it, and then puts Bob inside the packaging that is left from Ron and hands it over to you.
All right, I'll take it. And how long has it been since he first opened the door?
I don't know.
Replacing a doorknob takes about 15 minutes.
Okay, so it's probably been like 25, 30 minutes.
Okay,
Probably
'cause I'll
about
replace
25.
the doorknob in 5 minutes. So
Well, he's not exactly motivated to be quick about this.
fair enough.
And remember, there was also time of him speaking to you guys, walking upstairs to let Victor know, coming back down, all
Which
of
is-
that. So
Which is what I was trying to find out. So I won't bother raising his mind.
Yeah.
Even though it would be fun, I'll skip it this time. He can have it.
It's fine. I took one of Gladys's memories.
Oh my. Anyway, I will rejoin the group holding the doorknob packaging and, bob the knob.
Bob is making happy little squealy noises.
Yeah, I will reach in and kind of stroke his knob. That sounded way dirtier than I expected, but hey.
That's okay. I mean, that's how Game of Thrones got people to watch.
I guess. Excessive knob stroking. Those poor doors.
So you guys all make your way over to the sitting room, except for Jessica, who is going to watch the doorknob installation. So Victor joins you guys a few minutes after you make your way to the sitting room.
I have a seat.
You're not there yet.
Oh, okay.
You're feeding on Gladys.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yes, so you have also stepped away.
And she.
So you are probably going to join just a little bit before Jessica joins.
She tastes like sunlight.
Yes, she does. Where's Torin?
I am sitting in the sitting room.
You hadn't talked for a while. I needed to know.
I'm also in the sitting room.
Some of them know how to behave themselves.
Father Torrin is very reserved and observes all the shenanigans that you all people do that he can actually see because you're invisible a lot of the time.
So, Billy, did you stick by Joseph's side since you know him, or did you go to the sitting room with everybody?
Nah, Billy was hanging out with Joseph.
Okay.
He thought it was quite amusing. He was very impressed.
Billy was like egging me on. He was like, "Yeah, bro, fucking eat that maid."
So Victor comes into the sitting room and where's Joseph?
He's probably standing right here, invisible.
You know, that's a possibility, Victor.
And if he is, it's quite rude.
And if he's not, that means he's out and about your house doing shenanigans. Either way, you lose.
And I have the feeling that the latter is far more likely than the former.
Father Torrance just smiles at that.
Is there a role where I can see if he's invisible in the room?
If you have a certain power, you can, but otherwise,
Yeah.
no.
Do you have aspects? I don't think you do.
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do.
Do
What
you have sight
powers do you
unseen or sense the unseen?
I have heightened senses.
Then no, you cannot.
Damn it.
You could potentially heighten one of your senses, or actually, I think it just heightens all of them or something. No? Okay. Um, you could try to locate him by heightening one of your senses, but that's not, like a guarantee.
Yeah, that's true. You can still detect people even with regular senses. So
And if I heighten my sense of smell, wouldn't I be able to smell him? Or it heightens all my senses.
All your sentences?
Senses. Blah, blah, blah.
it heightens all the senses you want heightened. So you can choose hearing, sight, sound, touch, taste. You can have them all active, or just one, or two, or three, or
Yeah. So, like, if you think he's invisible, it's probably not going to help you to heighten your eyes, but you think, oh, maybe I can smell him or hear him, something like that, and you could try to potentially do that, depending on how he's hidden.
Yeah, I want to try. Well, first I'll try smell. See if I can smell it.
do kindred give off a smell?
Oh, no. Well, basically, what I'm thinking here, though, is that he could potentially smell a little bit of blood and realize that
That's true.
one of his staff may be preyed on. Okay, so this lets you add your Auspex rating to your perception rolls. So you could go ahead and roll. Probably awareness and wits, and then you would add your add your Auspex rating to that.
Okay.
So you do pick up a faint smell of blood, kind of off in another part of the house, but that's about all you have. So that doesn't necessarily tell you that it's Joseph, just that you do smell a little bit of blood.
Yeah, which would be curious on its own.
Not necessarily. I mean, it could be that the housekeeper cut herself, or the cook cut herself, or something. But you do, that's the only thing that's kind of out of place that you notice.
Yeah, along with the missing Joseph. Because, I assume he came in with all of you, correct? None of you have an answer for me?
I remember saying hi to Joseph. I just don't know what direction he took once we got to the house.
I'm not there.
Torin?
I saw him at the outside of the house. I believe that he stepped in with us, and then I wasn't paying attention. My apologies.
I really don't know
Oh.
where he went, Victor. I'm sorry.
Oh, no apologies are necessary. He is a devious person when he chooses to be.
And is the new individual with us right now?
No, you guys don't see Billy in the room with you.
Okay.
Well, I suppose it's no matter. I would hope he would not be gauche enough to permanently harm my staff.
I come walking in.
I found him.
Sorry, was a bit peckish.
And did you bring your snack with you, or partake of my larder, sir?
Gladys is a lovely, lovely lady. You should pay her more.
Well, since you don't know how much I'm paying her to start with, sir, that's very cheeky of you, as is feeding upon my staff without even so much as a by your leave.
I feel like this conversation is right in the money sacks.
I apologize for my transgression, but we have important things to discuss, and I did not have time to hunt for myself.
Well, I understand that, sir, but perhaps next time you could ask first, and I can make arrangements. Jameson's very good at that.
By the way, Victor, you see somebody that you don't recognize standing next to Joseph.
And are you going to introduce your friend?
Go ahead, Billy. Introduce yourself.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Billy Reeves at your service.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm Victor Bridgeford. I own this home, and these are some of our associates.
Oh, it is a
I'll-
pleasure indeed, Mr. Richard.
And are you a friend of Joseph's?
Oh, I sure do hope so. He is such a fine gentleman indeed.
Of course.
Do I think he's enthralled to Joseph?
No.
No.
Well then, you sir may call me Victor. We can dispense with formality.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I stand up and I introduce myself as Father Torres. It is nice to see another Southern gentleman. Based on the accent, yes?
What did you say?
Billy has a Southern accent, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Eventually, Jessica will come walking into the room carrying a box and petting it.
Yeah, you can come in right about now. And I don't know if Carlotta ever introduced herself.
I introduced myself to Billy outside.
Ah, that's right. Okay. So yeah, Jessica, come join us.
Yay! I got invited to join by the storyteller. What's that, Bob? No, shh, the storyteller doesn't exist.
Oh, I forgot.
So yeah, Jessica would just go in and sit down, probably on a table. You know, one of the nightstand type tables.
There's a nice antique one.
Yeah, I'll sit on that. It looks comfy.
It's tolerable. Do you all just stare at each other in silence then?
Indeed. I
So-
start staring intensely.
So I will break the ice and look at Joseph. Is your friend to be part of our effort?
I'm hoping he can be of use. I figured a little magic could help.
Magic.
Yes, so I called in my friend here from Clan Tremere.
Ah. Is this the first Tremere that's been in the group?
That you have encountered, yes.
Okay. I nod politely and I do observe him more diligently because I'm curious.
So, let's get the elephant out right now. James
Ooh,
Garrett.
there's an elephant? Oh.
Do any actually trust James Garrett?
He has given me no cause to not trust him.
What cause has he given you to trust him?
Well, he brought me into the company of everyone here, which has been a fortunate thing, it seems. That's a bonus in his favor.
That's him trying to achieve an objective.
Such as politics.
I have a problem with him because my primogen is pushing him hard and heavy. And while I admire her, I find her actually lethally devious as well.
So you wish to take her power.
That's all he's a consideration. However, her staunch backing of him concerns me because it seems relentless.
Almost fanatical.
That would be the one.
Do you believe she is in control of her own faculties?
Yes.
I've already explained my thoughts on the things and the things on the thoughts and the things that come to me sometimes when I'm not even thinking about other things.
Yes, I know where you stand, Jessica. You stand with me.
But I'm sitting on a table.
That's true.
As for myself, the prince seems to trust him, which makes me inclined to distrust him greatly.
Well then.
And the fact that he was made primogen and my clan is still without primogen, especially since the son of Loden stands before them.
I nod to Victor in that, yeah.
There's more parts moving to this than what you guys are seeing.
Please share then, Jessica.
Why would I? Don't. That's not how time works.
I know you know more than I know, Jessica.
I mean, there might be a thing going on that, might end up with, some important individuals being replaced and that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Like a coup?
Something like that, except less cute sounding.
Do you happen to know who the individuals might be?
Some of them not.
Perhaps you could share for when we go to the meeting. It'd be interesting to know if those particular names are being mentioned.
They're being mentioned.
So, either way, that being said, I don't think we bring this back to James Garrett.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Father Doctor nod.
I don't know exactly what he's doing, but something's not right.
Many things are not right. At this, Jessica will lean close to Joseph and go, the glowy thing that has black lines.
Oh yes, the glowy thing that has black lines.
I like mustards, so that wouldn't have been a problem.
Father Torin speaks quietly. I'm not inclined to spread the information we have gathered until we're very sure. The thought of the Sabbat regaining power is a big deal and could cause panic.
That being said, I have another idea that we could do.
Well, isn't it about time we went and saw this Santos person?
We don't need to see Santos. That's not our issue right now.
I mean, it's still kind of your issue. You're still being expected to look into that.
I did look into it.
but you haven't like reported back on it.
I don't plan on reporting back on it either.
Well, I'm just saying they aren't gonna forget.
No, we're talking about excluding James Garrett from all of this bullshit, Laura.
Go ahead with your conversation. It's fine.
So, what is our goal then? We were united together to find the answer to the issues that were being caused around the city and other places by James Garrett. Since he is a Primogen now, with support from the Prince, wouldn't it be our responsibility to present something to keep him from becoming suspicious?
You're still ignoring what Jessica just said to us. By the way, may I roll an occult and intelligence when she says the glow with the black lines?
Yeah. You do know that sounds very similar to what the aura typically looks like after Diablerie.
She's talking about black lines through an aura, I think. Signs of a Diablerist.
But whose? That's the question. There are many players that work here, and I'm not quite sure if it was a black person. No features, just an outline.
Joseph, could you repeat what you just said?
I said that she mentioned lines going through, some type of aura like a Diablerist.
Is everybody here aware of Diablerie or what Diablerie is?
No. Other than Joseph keeps threatening to do it to Rick.
So, you can drink from a vampire like you would with a human, right? And you can also drain all of the blood from a vampire like you would with a human. But you can also kind of take it a step further with that feeding and essentially drink their soul as you like drain them and kill them. And kind of depending on like how powerful you are versus how powerful they are, that can also sometimes make you stronger. You can take on sometimes take on some of the abilities of the vampire that you diablerized. But that drinking of their soul and like killing the vampire is called diablerie. That's typically looked down upon among vampires for obvious reasons, and it does have its own risks associated with it. But one of the kind of side effects is that your aura will be tainted with kind of black lines running through it, and certain vampires with certain abilities may be able to see your aura and know that you have committed diablerie before.
Though I believe the aura does not remain permanently tainted. It does subside after a certain amount of time.
Yep. And when she says look down on, she's playing that down some Torin. It's taboo among vampires to do it, and against the Camarilla's rules to do it.
So if you guys are potentially throwing around the accusation of somebody in the Camarilla being a Diablerist, that would be a very serious accusation.
Have we
want to be careful with?
So it behooves us to pay attention to any kind of rumors that might indicate vampires have gone missing. Because I'm assuming if you kill one this way, they're gone.
Yes, they're gone, but that may not be what behooves us here. What behooves us here is more information. And the only way to get equal amounts of information, I think, is to push our friend Victor here further into his exploits of becoming a primogen. So I propose this. We take the information we have currently, and we use it as the bargaining chip he needs to start getting Ventrue support and becoming primogen of his clan. The Sabbat threat is looming, and only Victor will be able to protect them through it.
Just to clarify, I don't know whose aura it was I saw. It wasn't a direct sight thing. It was well, considering 3 individuals. So, and yes, Garrett is one of them, but I don't know it's him for sure. Might be someone else.
Well, you said you have 3 individuals that may have had.
Well, one of them may have. I don't know which one, but
Well, what 3 individuals? We can narrow the search down then.
not that easy. It's problematic. Well, I don't like him much anyway. So there's the person with the Garrett person. Yeah, James Garrett. That might be it. There's Son might be it. And also the Prince. Yeah.
Oh, well, that gets a eyebrow raised for me.
I don't
So-
think it's the Prince, but the focus was on the whole Garrett becoming a primogen, but I was involved with conversations with Son, and yeah, there was also the Prince talking at the time.
So, please educate me and pardon my my not knowing this sort of thing. It just doesn't come up in my circles very often. The absorption of the traits or abilities, is that temporary as well as the aura, or is that?
No, that's permanent. The benefits of Diablerie are pretty much as follows, Torin. You instantly get 5 experience to spend on your own blood potency. For each blood potency, I believe that they were lower than you. And if their generation is lower than yours, your generation becomes lower.
Okay.
Moral of the story: don't eat the children.
But according to Jessica, Garrett, the Son, and the Prince were the 3 individuals involved when she picked up this black and yellow.
Not the Son, just Son. He's the Malkavian primogen.
His name is Son.
That's what he goes by.
It's what he goes by.
Oh,
Well, if it's a Malkavian, it would be very difficult to prove it. No offense, Miss Jessica, but you are pretty confusing at times.
Thank you.
Either way, if we drive Victor into a position of being primogen, then we no longer need to answer to James Garrett. Victor has just as much power as he does.
How are we going to back up the claim that only Victor can protect against the Sun?
Victor's the one who found out about it when nobody else knew about this problem.
What problem?
Okay, so we're going to use the fact that Victor, being the first to know, has probably got the most knowledge to combat whatever.
Correct. We play it up along with him also being, you said, you were related to Loden?
I am a true son of Loden. Yes, sir. And, Father Torin, we also have the fact that, someone else must see this, as, they have already tried to remove myself and, by extension, all of you, from the playing field, as it were.
The attack that you guys spoke.
Yeah, that happened.
Yes.
That happened. Killing girls. We need to get you back on the good side of your clan so that doesn't happen anymore. Which means no more killing girls, Victor. Or boys.
Or boys.
Victor just gives Joseph a slight bow.
But if we play this right and get you where we need you, we start eliminating some of these factors, at least controlling us.
But the closer we get him to where we need him, the more people are going to push back. And that will reveal who people are pushing back are. And that will reveal who we should push back on.
Exactly. Which is why I say here and now, do we want to form our own coterie?
I've been instructed to do things in the interest of my clan. Prior to this discussion, that was aligned with Garrett.
Yeah, the son wants me to show up at his little thingy where he talks to people, and it's really kind of creepy. And he wants to get to know me. It's weird.
What I mean
Who does?
Sorry, go ahead.
Who wants to get to know you, Jessica? James?
No, son. The person in charge of my clan, you know.
I just have a concern that if we start knocking over the bushes here, given my clan's past associations with the Sabbat, that could be bad for my clan. Indirectly.
You back the claim as well. How you helped the great Victor find these Sabbat. How you are an asset because of your ability to notice Sabbat tendencies and point them out to protect the Camarilla.
So we still would act in the full interest of the Camarilla. We're just moving against Garrett.
Yes, that's I believe how Joseph is describing it.
So, I put the question out again, since protection against the Sabbat is going to be utmost and protecting each other in this situation will be important. Do we form our own coterie?
I have a question first for Victor.
Yes, sir.
If I aid and get the aid of those of my clan to help with what you and Joseph speak of, will I be able to bring the Lasombra into the Camarilla officially?
Out of character, they're not in the Camarilla.
So the Lasombra in the past, the question was, are the Lasombra not in the Camarilla, right?
Right.
So in the past, the Lasombra were part of the Sabbat. Then the Second Inquisition, Sabbat kind of exploded, not much left of it, but obviously there are still some vampires left over. And so the remaining bits of Clan Lasombra have essentially been trying to join the Camarilla so that they have a little bit more like structure and protection and everything like that, right? Like it benefits a lot of kindred to stick together in these nights. So it's kind of mixed. They aren't not in the Camarilla 100%. So like Torin, what?
It's like a trial period.
Yeah. So Torin is part of a bloodline, I guess you'd call it, that has kind of always been part of the Camarilla. But the majority of the Lasombra are kind of, as Ryan puts it, on a trial period with the Camarilla. So right now, a lot of the kind of focused effort of the Lasombra is to ensure a stable place within the Camarilla going forward.
Okay, understood.
Sun has been known in the past for being against this.
Victor, I've known you a long time. Let me ask, for Chicago, do you have any kind of vision eventually to bring the arts to a greater development? And I have a reason for asking this, because I would indeed like to get my Primogen to switch alliances.
We're a bit premature on that, my dear, but suffice it to say that yes, I would support the arts, and I have been a great patron of the arts over the years.
Ooh,
but
I like
that's
art.
of
I like art.
that's of no moment. To answer your question, Father Torin, I can make no promises as to whether we can bring you into the Camarilla at the moment. Should events see my succession beyond Primogen, you can be rest assured that your clan would have my full support.
I nod. And I say, to the future.
Then for the time, are we forming a coterie?
Define coterie, please.
When groups of vampires get together and work together for common goals. There's a game mechanic for it where we'll be able to set up different things for ourselves. Like feeding grounds, and it's basically like we're getting together and claiming a stake of territory almost.
Okay.
Thank you.
It sounds like we might be.
I personally think that would be a very good idea.
I nod to Victor's statement there.
I mean, I'm all for it, so long as that we're still going in the same direction. But my conditions and plans already, right? Yes. Okay. Good.
And if nothing else, it would allow my staff a bit of peace. And he looks pointedly over at Joseph.
Your staff is always at peace.
It's true. I've seen them very peaceful.
Is this members, or is this coterie, once it is established, a voluntary thing, or has it become like bonded for us to be part of this.
It's a
Oh, you can-
voluntary thing. You can even be part of more than one coterie.
Okay.
And you can always leave a coterie.
Thank you. I'm just curious because I hadn't heard the word before.
If it was a Sabbat pack, it would be different. Sorry, it would be different if it was a Sabbat pack.
Okay. So I had reason to ask that question because depending on point of view, it could have been different.
Torin's about to perform the freaking Voldery.
All right, everybody, bleed in this cup.
Okay.
Then it's agreed upon.
I shall support the effort to put Victor into Primogen and see how things go from there in the interest of Lasombra's future.
So here's one question you guys have not addressed yet. There is one member of your party that is not here. It sounds like you guys are going to have some things a little more public here. How much are you guys going to bring him into this?
Well, he's not part of the coterie, so...
Wow.
Are we referring to Rick?
Yes.
Yes.
I believe that Joseph can contain his dog.
It's not Joseph's dog.
So you could have fooled me. That's Father Torrin's impression that if he needs something that for the coyote or the dog to do, he eventually gets it from him.
He's not my dog, I just trained him.
Poorly, apparently. Or he was a bad student, one or the other.
It's what happens when you overfeed them and give them too much. They become yippy dogs. If he was a true gangrel, he'd sleep in the dirt.
Please, sir, I don't. He's sleeping in my home, and my own dogs don't sleep in the dirt. I certainly am not going to make him sleep in the dirt. That simply wouldn't do.
Well, I do believe if we want to allay suspicion from Mr. Garrett, that we do include Rick in our, at least some of our activities.
I mean, Rick doesn't know about the Sabbat.
Ah, true. Well, whatever.
Well, I believe it would behoove us to include Rick as part of the coterie, but we need to put what's the word?
Limited access to his knowledge.
Well, yeah, maybe limited access to his knowledge, but no, I was thinking safeguards.
Ooh, shock collar.
Perhaps not quite that extreme. But no, I could plant a few a few directives in his mind that would prevent him from a repeat of the mistake he made before.
I don't know. Shock collar sounds good.
Torrin absently looks at his little phone beeper thing. Oh, I do have a message while we're talking about. It seems that Miss Veronica has requested my services for the monthly meeting.
How?
When does she need you for the meeting?
Well, she sent the address where she's staying at, which we all know, and I have a date and time.
It's for the following Saturday.
So when are we supposed to do it then?
Next Saturday. And given your influence over her, Victor, perhaps we can encourage her to take in some type of wire or something this time that we might get a better understanding of who she's talking.
Oh, that's easy. No wires needed.
I mean, I'm going to go in again. What we really need to get her to do is to name all of her associates there.
While she's in there, yes?
Yes, while she's in there.
But how is
So
she
just
gonna
the way
get
she
there?
says hello to folks, she can use their names.
Correct.
So how is she gonna get there? She's in a locked basement.
We're going to have to let her out for it, Jessica.
Oh, well, I should probably use my thumb to do that.
Yes, but not yet. Not till next Saturday.
Okay.
Yes, this will work. Would you be willing to get her to do that for us, Victor, so that we can get their names?
Oh, absolutely. But that's not till next week. I can work on her anytime. We still have not answered the question of Rick. I would bow to if we put it to a vote as to whether or not to add him. I would vote yes, we do. We can put safeguards in place, and if the rest of you say no, then I will go along with that.
Very well, you may put it to a vote.
All right, I say yes. We need to make him part of our coterie.
If you're putting the safeguards in place, then yes, I certainly will add my vote to that.
Joseph?
I think it's a bad idea.
But is that a yes or a no?
It's a no.
Very well. Jessica?
Bad idea. And my vote counts as 2.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, because future Jessica is voting too.
Well, when future Jessica shows up with present Jessica at the same time, then she gets a vote.
Well, when future Jessica shows up, it will be too late.
Bob shouts, "Don't let him in!"
Oh, Bob doesn't want him in either. Pats Bob the knob. That's 2 votes.
Bob is not kindred. Bob doesn't get a vote.
That's racist!
He says that.
Yes, yes,
You
it
didn't hear
is.
that, Bob.
No, but Jessica just said
Yeah.
Yes, it is, and I don't care. So, apparently, Father Torin, we're at 2-2. Apparently, you're the tiebreaker, sir.
Just gonna stroke Bob the knob. It's okay. He's racist, but you're going to a new home.
2-2. I'm sorry. In relation to
Rick being
They're purple and
I'm in
pink.
favor of
They have
including
shadows of
him.
color in them.
To not include him might cause trouble later.
Including him might cause trouble later. Probably will, definitely will.
then it sounds like the yeses have it.
Yes, it does.
Well, then, when he returns from his hunt or wherever it is he's gone for the evening, we'll inform him
Do not tell him about
that
the
he's.
spot yet. If at all.
No, of course not. But tell him that we're forming a coterie, and that for him to be part of it, he will have to submit to a session with me, shall we say. And if he doesn't go along with it, then he is out. And Joseph, you can observe if you wish, and while I'm doing it, if you have any suggestions as to anything else you'd like to add, I'll be more than happy to listen.
Very well.
Can I ask who voted against real quick for notes?
Jessica. Yeah, Jessica and
Bob
Joseph.
Knob.
But Bob the Knob doesn't count because I'm racist. Actually, I guess that would be knobist.
Indeed, novice.
You don't have fangs, you don't get no bang.
I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick, but you guys do your thing.
Vampires don't bathroom.
Yeah, well, human players do. Okay, so you guys have decided to form a coterie. You have decided to officially start a major campaign to have Bob become Venture Primogen. But I don't think you've exactly worked out what you're going to do about the fact that Garrett asked you to investigate what Santos is up to. And you guys have answers that you don't want to share with him. But at some point, he's probably going to be expecting you to give him some sort of answer.
Correct.
And that point is probably coming up pretty soon.
As far as that, I think Father Torin says we need to give him something to at least make it seem like we're doing what he still wants us to do. I leave it up to you mischievous types to come up with how to do that.
Mischievous types. I'm certain I have no idea what it is you're referring to.
Oh, my good Victor, I was not referring to you.
Oh, thank you. I would hate to think that you thought of me as devious in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, no,
Who's
there's
mischievous?
differences between devious, mischievous.
Am I devious?
You are complicated.
Is that better than mischievous?
It depends on your point of view.
I'm sitting on a table.
Just say yes, Father Torin. Just say yes.
Yes.
Good. I like being better than devious.
All I'm saying is Garrett is not going to go away. And if we are going to move in contrast to what he is moving towards, then we at least need to find a way to get him off our backs. Maybe on a more permanent basis, too.
Well, when I become, and notice I said when, not if, I become Primogen of the Ventru, I can tell him to go kiss my ass.
That's something that's going to take some time, though.
Indeed. I was just going to say that's in the future. Garrett is more of a now thing.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to point out before anyone thinks of it, sending me to go talk to him to just talk in circles and give him no actual information isn't going to work because he's going to have no information. So he's going to be like, what the fuck's going on? So yeah, he's going to want someone who he can actually understand to come and talk to him about things that aren't really things that are things that he wants to know about.
Jessica, why don't you go talk to him and tell him what's going on?
I was going to suggest her and Joseph.
No, we're just gonna send Jessica because I want to watch his eyes spin around like the wheels on a slot machine.
Well, if you just send her, then you're not going to watch anything.
Why must you harsh my mellow?
One option could be to try to get a hold of some evidence that describes some of the stuff that she's been working on, or that they've been working on, that is, purged of anything that you guys are trying to keep secret.
Who are you talking about, Santos?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. We haven't talked to Santos yet, so we don't have anything to take together.
Well, it sounds like we have to go talk to Santos, or bully him a little, or maybe kiss him.
Them.
I'm pretty sure I suggested that about an hour ago.
Oh yeah, them, him, it, her, she, it. Let's go with it. It is neutral. Yeah. Them. Question.
What are you talking about, Jessica, my dear?
I'm not sure. I'm sure.
It, them, she, he, what?
That's exactly it.
Um, Okay.
So, what are you guys gonna do?
Well, out of character, Joseph's the only one with anything on Santos, right?
Not. I mean, like, Joseph has shared what he's learned with you guys. I mean, you guys have done a lot of this investigation as a group. But you do, well, he's probably not shared everything that he knows, but
Yeah, I was gonna
as far
say.
as you know, he has shared what he knows.
Right. But we know that Santos was sent by someone, and I don't believe he shared that info with us.
I don't think he did, no.
I can't remember if he shared it with me or not. I think I was there for it though.
I don't think you were there for that.
Oh no, I was there. I was there for something else. Never mind.
So,
Yeah, I just confirmed with him. All he said was that it was one of his contacts.
yep, that's what I had. So, one of his contacts I'm sorry, let me clarify. My understanding is that one of his contacts has pulled Santos off of Veronica. That's what I think is group knowledge.
Pulled him off of Veronica. What do you mean?
Well, Santos was the one we believe was doing the secret spying and stuff on Veronica, and I think it's Anita or whatever was the one controlling Santos. Out of character.
Right now, I've forgotten who's Anita.
That's the contact that Joseph has that has been pulling his strings, sorta. Vice versa. I think he's pulling her strings more, but that's his contact that he called on the phone at the end of last.
Oh, right.
You guys knew that it was Anita that he contacted, though. Victor overheard Joseph's side of the conversation, but did not hear Anita's side. So all you really know is that it's a contact of his.
Right. That I know in character. I was just trying to give Bob the out of character.
Yeah, I had gotten lost at some point.
So it all comes down to what Joseph thinks will work to satisfy Garrett, because everything that we know about Santos is he was the one threatening Veronica.
Alright, they don't identify as male or female. Please use they, them pronouns.
Hence why Jessica was doing it, they, them, she, hit, you know.
I'm sorry, I think there was a question I was supposed to answer and I missed it.
I'm like, we just to verify, we know Santos was the one that was threatening Veronica, correct?
I think so.
So as far
Wasn't
as
exactly threatening Veronica, but was stalking her, essentially.
right, and we know that Garrett wanted us to find information regarding the various disturbances throughout the city.
Well, that was kind of what you guys originally started with. The most recent direction that you've been given is to particularly look into what Santos is up to see if any of their kind of like side jobs are interfering with any interests of the Camarilla.
And if we believe that Santos was only spying on Veronica because he had put together that she might be involved with some of the disturbances, then it's technically not interfering, correct? So we could put it to bed saying Santos isn't an issue.
You could try to spin it that way.
So yeah, I don't know how this father told like, well, seems like our current thing is to give Garrett a warm fuzzy that Santos is not working against the interests of the Camarilla, and how to prove that he is or is not without compromising what we plan on doing. Is that about summing up?
Yeah, sounds like it.
I am back.
Oh, you've been gone. No wonder it's been so quiet.
Apparently so.
So yeah, just to backfill, Father Torn believes that we have to satisfy Garrett's interest in Santos on whether or not Santos is acting for or against the Camarilla's interests, but we got to do so in a way that doesn't compromise what we're getting ready to do. Is that about?
I don't see why we need to tell James Garrett anything, really.
Well, if you don't trust him or those he associates with, we need to not make him become more interested in what we're doing, and to ignore him might do that.
Cappy!
Finally.
This is actually pretty perfect timing.
That's surprising.
You sound strange.
I'll put the mic down.
Oh, that's better. Yeah, well, the party just decided that they're gonna like let you in on some stuff, so
Oh, that should be
pretty
fun.
good timing for them to discuss things.
Yeah.
So once you get settled and have all your stuff open, go ahead and make me a rouse check, but the rest of you can continue your discussion in the meantime.
Honestly, I'm not even fully sure that James Garrett isn't part of this.
Considering his fucking idea, yeah, no shit. I don't know what he was thinking.
Please explain, Joseph.
I mean that it's odd that he came up in power so quickly. And it's very odd that he's clanless.
Oh, silly, I thought you meant the prince, not the James Garrett. I gotta pay attention better to people's
Kind
names.
of odd how people have been, supporting him. I don't understand it. It's kind of weird how fanatically.
We have to. So, what we're about to do for Victor should bring a rapid rise as well. So, I don't know as the speed of ascension should be a factor. However, the clanless thing being a point that you bring up, that is very.
Well, I'm confused. I thought he was made primogen of what?
No.
He was not made primogen of a certain clan. He is a caitiff, which is a clanless vampire. So he is representing basically the caitiffs in the Camarilla.
Oh, look, all those people without clans? Yeah, they got a primogen before the Venture did.
In the case,
That's even more fucked up than I thought.
well,
You guys all had a chance to speak up about all these things when he was campaigning.
I did.
I just... Everybody seems outraged right now. None of this was a secret at the time.
Well, and it makes sense though, because any of the former Sabat and that, if they were involved with this, would come across as clanless, correct?
It's a possibility, especially if you're doing what Veronica did and pretending to be something you're not.
Indeed. So, like I said, Garrett is a dangerous loose end that we can't afford to have him get a reason to focus more on us. You know what I'm saying?
You also can't afford to let him know you're on to him.
I
Correct.
must have missed something.
Oh, yeah, I want to catch you up, Cappy. You missed a whole bit.
You will do no such thing.
Gee, thanks.
So Garrett wanted to know if Santos was working for or against Camarillo. All we gotta say is no, he was not, and give him a reason why we think that. Yes.
They.
And it's gonna have to be a convincing reason.
It would be easier not to lie to James Garrett, who could possibly be using powers of manipulation.
Well, Santos isn't working against Camarillo. There's no lie to that, based on what you've said from your contact, correct?
I mean, my contact also told me that Santos takes lots of jobs, and that Santos also doesn't see eye to eye with the prince.
Okay, so based on what we were able to find out, we know that he takes lots of jobs, has a disagreement on some things with the prince, and let Garrett make his own mind up.
They.
Who's they?
Santos is they.
Santos identifies as neither male nor female. Please refer to them by they, them pronoun.
Okay.
I forgot what clan he was.
I
I'm thinking
am
about
gonna
Caribbean, but I
fucking
didn't
kill
wanna.
myself. Jesus
I was
Christ.
thinking about Caribbean, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to say it. I wasn't 100% sure. Thinking, oh, like identify as they the Malkavian.
Can me and Devil Diablerize him, but you give him like 5
No!
blood potency and we divide it between each other?
Just for an silly, dumb question.
And
Wasn't even in character.
the question wasn't dumb. It was the fact that you used the wrong pronoun right after it was corrected.
Oh,
Been
oh, well.
corrected several times tonight. It is really not that hard.
It
it
is
is
a bit
for me.
difficult for me, to be honest, but yeah.
They need to pick a gender either way. goddammit.
Thank
But-
you.
No, they do not.
But
And I'm not having this
Santos,
discussion. Please stop. Cappy, did you make your rouse check?
No, let me do it, hand. That's a good rouse.
You're
I'll take
not
that.
hungry. You can join the group.
I will join the group.
Rick walks into the room, guys.
Hello, everyone.
is Rick in the house?
She said I walk in.
Hello, Rick.
Hi, Rick.
Jessica is sitting on an antique table, holding what looks like a packaged doorknob, stroking it lovingly like, a Bond villain cat on a lap.
I give him a weird look, but I'm not going to say anything.
Her?
Like I said, her. Sorry, I give her a weird look. Apologies for being a bit late ahead of your things to take care of. I miss anything I should know about?
We've decided to form a coterie.
Interesting. Could be quite beneficial for us.
AFK a minute.
Alright.
And we were just saying how we needed to castrate you.
No.
Are you sure? Father Torin said he would use shadows to just squeeze them right off.
Oh, I am positive.
Yeah, they shot down my idea for a shock collar.
If we did get him a collar, would we put an address and a phone number on it?
No, we don't. I mean, what?
I'm not a stray fucking dog. I don't need a collar.
You're right, you're not a stray. That's why you need a collar.
Strays don't have collars.
Coyotes don't get collars.
They do if you sedate them enough.
My.
Why do you want to collar me or fucking or whatever so badly? What the hell?
Because castration probably wouldn't work. And if we put a muzzle on you, you'd just take it off.
Just kind of
You
face
might take
bombs.
the collar off too, but you know.
Can we get to the actual important shit, please?
It's okay. It's okay, puppy. Collars are fun.
Well, I will tell Rick one thing is for sure. Next Saturday is the next escort for Veronica to the monthly meeting. Oh, and I looked at a group, and I have been asked to provide armed escort, so I will also get to go inside with her.
Alright, speaking of Veronica, did we ever figure out what she actually is and she's only pretending to be a gangrel?
I look to Victor and defer.
Victor's AFK for a second.
Oh,
So, the question is then, where are we going to set up everything? Our defenses, our territory.
Could always do it at Victor's, and we seem to gather here quite a bit anyway. And I
give me-
live in the guest house.
Jessica's place is bigger, just saying.
It
where did the attack occur?
It occurred, it was still on the Gold Coast, wasn't it, Laura? When we were attacked, investigating where Santos lives.
Yes, Santos also lives on the Gold Coast.
So probably just some blocks away then, right?
Yeah, I want to say that I said they live about 10, 15 minutes from Bob. Or Victor.
About a 15-minute walk in that direction.
Well, I would agree with Joseph that, given what we plan on doing, this location would probably not be the best for what we're planning on doing. Jessica's might be better.
Might have to show me her place. I don't think I've been there yet.
Jessica also lives on the Gold Coast, guys. As a matter
You've
of
never
fact,
been there.
I point out of one of Bob's windows, and you can see Jessica's house.
It's bigger.
But you see you understand what I'm saying? From a subterfuge perspective, we'd be in plain sight, therefore not suspect. It's a Malkavian's house after all.
I mean,
Whereas if we're going to try to elevate Victor, meetings of the such, and that once it's out, they would automatically think here. Therefore, we would be easy to.
Honestly, us pulling together things and creating our own place might be best.
yeah, you're wanting to move into my haven?
Pooling sounds like a good idea, but I don't have anything to pull. I don't exactly have much.
So, let me check with my diocese. Perhaps there are some unused church buildings that we could acquire.
Oh yes, I'm sure that they'll love me in a church.
Yeah.
Either way, we'll need to set up defenses. Blotting out the sun, making it hard to get into, panic room perhaps.
Good idea.
It's
That's what you're
actually a
saying.
good idea.
Yep.
And no basis of exposure because there'd be no direct line of connection.
The old cathedrals have catacombs and such under. I'm not sure if there are any in Chicago though.
I mean, I've been considering buying a nightclub.
That could work too. And just another social location like the one that we go to.
Yeah, sure.
Be our own like information.
I'm back.
All right, Victor, we're talking about where we would like to set up the coterie from a defensive location perspective. It's not recommended, I think, either of our actual residents.
Basically, we're talking about setting up a group defendable haven.
Jessica mentioned buying a nightclub.
A nightclub is not a bad idea. It would also generate resources for us.
And information.
As well as a easy feeding supply. Though the only problem is you have to compete with the Succubus Club and Red Number 5. Both very popular vampire clubs.
Oh, are they both fairly close together, though?
Both in the city.
It's a very large city. So, what I'm saying is, are they both north side, west side, or are they separate?
You're gonna have to give me a second to look that up.
This is information you should have at your fingertips, mister.
I mean, we do have it at our fingertips. It's just like we can't remember shit. So
Google takes time.
Damn it.
actually, it's just searching the books.
Nice.
Use the Google loose.
Oh yeah, there's also Blue Velvet. That's right. So that's a third one.
So basically, we get the fourth one in the other quarter of the city.
Located in the heart of the rack. So the Blue Velvet is located in the heart of the rack. I don't know, but it says the rack.
Okay, I've never even heard of that section of Chicago.
Neither have I.
Google hasn't heard of it either.
Yeah, the only thing that comes up is Nordstrom Rack. So unless it's like saying that it's in the middle of Nordstrom?
Nordstrom's the store?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so to make life easy, we're gonna say, did you look up the Succubus Club yet?
They'll never suspect us there.
I don't think it actually really says where each of these are. So I will just say I don't actually know parts of the city super well, but I'll say the Succubus Club is like in the loop. And red number 5. I don't think we've like ever gone there in this game. I totally forgot about it. We'll say red number 5 is on the north side, and which one did I not place? Blue Velvet is on like the opposite side. So Succubus Club is like the north side of the loop. The other one, Blue Velvet, Jesus, is in the south side of the loop.
So the question is, do you really want to open a club? Or is there another establishment? After all, this state just legalized marijuana.
Ooh.
But are there any, is it allowed on premises consumption? Like, is it, are there pot cafes and things like that? Or is it all simply still dispensaries?
At this point, it's dispensaries. There is talk of something like cafes being a possibility in the future. So one thing you could consider, or as a coterie you could consider, is using your resources to lobby for something like that to move forward, and for you to be one of the kind of first to be able to open something like that. It is going to be a longer term plan, but you could always start with a dispensary in the with the kind of plan to eventually expand that into a cafe if your lobbying were to succeed.
So, what if we create a dispensary, but it also has a large coffee shop? We're open at night.
That would appeal to the population.
There are a lot of night owls out there, that is for sure. Night owls and serious early birds.
although it doesn't really give much to, private rooms and that sort of stuff. But hey.
What's below is of no concern to the actual bar itself, right?
Well, below is where we should set up very integral defenses. You really want to get away
Indeed.
from the sun? You go underground.
Yep. Defensible.
Well, I would suggest we find, let's see, one's on the north side, one's on the south side. If I remember right, Rush Street is right almost in the heart of the loop. There's already a plethora of clubs and establishments there. I'm certain we could find one to take over right on Rush Street.
So, Jessica and Victor, would you mind lending the resources to this? Together, I think you two could fund almost anything we needed.
Carlotta also has a good deal of resources.
I, of course, am more than willing to chip in the resources I have, though they're not nearly as much.
I don't have any resources, so unfortunately I can't be of much help.
We need a guard dog. I smile mischievously.
I just shake my head.
Is that like your new favorite word of the day?
Yep.
Okay.
So, Jessica, Victor, and Carlotta, are you willing to throw into this?
Yes, absolutely, I would.
Yeah, I can throw in a bit.
Yes, I would.
Alright. Storyteller, I'm contributing 2 resources to this.
Okay.
Where do I find my resource?
It would be a background on your character sheet if you have any.
Oh, okay. I don't have any.
Anyone else gonna tell her what you're contributing here?
Yeah, I have 4 total. Yeah, I'll contribute 2.
I believe that I can contribute volunteer labor to when we are actually needing to do work with my community.
Yeah, I'll contribute a resource.
Okay, so I have 2 from Joseph, 1 from Jessica, 2 from Victor. Did Carlotta fall asleep?
I'm volunteering 2 resources.
Okay, I have noted it.
Clarification: is this a permanent resource loss or temporary?
This will, so your kind of initial pool to get all of this started and funded would be a temporary loss. But then you guys will have to have like a smaller amount as a kind of ongoing resource cost until it starts to become profitable enough to cover its own expenses.
All right, I'll add 2 then instead of just 1.
Okay, noted. I'm gonna
Torrin's
give-
in awe of all the wealth that's being pulled into the.
I'm gonna give that a little bit of thought, and then I'm probably gonna do a side scene. Anybody who's kind of interested in being a part of that can, just let me know. At the very least, I think Victor would be the bare minimum.
Oh yeah.
I'll be involved with this as well.
Yeah, I'll be involved, sure.
I would never mind providing entertainment.
Cappy, you didn't contribute any resources. In what way?
Oh, for the resources thing. Okay. I thought it was for this general assassin for something else. Never mind.
You do not own a share of this company, Cappy.
I let the group know that I would like to consult with my clan. I might be able to come up with some resources.
Father Torin, until your clan status becomes more solid, perhaps it would be best if they stayed out of this part of it. Although the interest is noted and appreciated.
I misspoke. I meant one individual specific.
Hey, Torin, you have one resources. You can devote that if you want.
I can go all in.
It's what Joseph did.
Okay,
It's just temporary. It wouldn't be permanent.
sure. Then I have one resource, and I will contribute what I am able to.
Money's gonna be tight though for you for a couple months.
Yep, I'll eat my ramen.
And Joseph, money will be very tight for you as well. Jessica, Victor, Carlotta. I mean, it's not going to be tight, but can't necessarily be as indulgent as you might typically.
So you're saying no buying houses just for horses?
That's true, yes.
As long as I don't have to give up my McCallum 12-year-old, I'm okay with this.
Wait, why do you own a 12-year-old?
It's
You
a
get Torrin's
small-
attention. What? 12-year-old? Is he an
I
altar boy?
mean, I knew he was doing things to girls, but I thought there was an age limit.
Apparently not.
I'm
Old enough to bleed, old enough to breed.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He's from a much older time. A time we're not going to talk about anymore, though. So is there anything anyone else can contribute?
Or any other planning that you guys need to do.
Rick, do you know how to hold a paintbrush?
Yeah.
There's your contribution.
Alright, I'm gonna do some painting.
I'm trying to find the rules, but when I do, we will do the last steps of doing our coterie storyteller.
So, did you guys actually? I might have missed it. Did you guys actually catch Rick up on the events with Veronica?
No.
No, he had asked. We were going. I deferred that to Victor, but Bob was out of the room at that time, so
Yeah.
we'll go back to deferring that to Victor because Veronica's his thing.
Yeah, 'cause I'd asked if I'd ever figured out what Veronica actually is, since she's apparently not a gangrel.
And I deferred to Victor, just for Victor's.
Well, Rick, no, she's not a gangrel, but she's been unmasked and she's now working for us.
And what is she?
You can't handle the truth. She is Tbilisi.
Zamisi.
Zamisi, yeah, that's right.
Oh, one of them. Not heard much about them, but I've heard they are very dangerous.
You really told him?
Well, now, something else that I need to discuss with you, Rick.
Alright.
We're forming our own coterie. Now, for you to be part of this coterie, you're going to have to accept a few conditions.
Okay.
And I think you can understand with your history of loose lips, shall we say. We're going to you're going to have to allow me to go into your mind and plant a few suggestions that will keep you from saying certain things.
Kind of like unconscious minders.
Yes.
Uh-oh, Celie, I got a feeling doing this will really fuck up how my being able to report my primogen.
It might. I mean, you can always decline and say just share what you can without having to make that agreement. It's up to you what you want to try to do here.
I know I'm thinking. I'm honestly not sure I want anybody in my head. And it's not a place for It's not a place for anybody but me, basically.
Consider it a form of protection for yourself, though. Which it actually would be, because then someone can't influence you unduly to give up the information that we're talking about. Is that what I understand?
Yes. And this would allow you to more closely work with the rest of us as a more of an equal.
Very well. Just do not fuck with my mind any more than necessary.
Father Torrance sits back, relatively surprised at his answer.
Oh, don't worry, Rick. I won't change you into some sort of germaphobe and a neat freak, much as I might like to.
Rick gets a snicker out of that. I appreciate that, Victor.
Ooh, we're playing with people's brains?
You keep the hell away from me. I don't even want you near that thought in your head.
Alright, so how do I do this now?
How do you do what?
Submerge directive, and since he's willing.
Since he's willing, there should be no resist roll against it, I believe. Let me find the power itself. Submerge directive. That is dominate.
Yeah, I have it open here. Do. Okay, so it's basically just using mesmerize, and then it just has kind of a hidden command. I don't know. Commanding a resisting victim or another vampire requires a contest. So it sounds like a vampire requires a contest even if they're willing.
Then Bob still has to roll them.
Yeah. So you're going to start with a rouse check.
Alright.
Is there anything we could do to increase Bob's chances?
No.
You keep the beast well under control as you summon up this ability. And then Bob, you are going to roll a dominate and manipulation, and Cappy, you are going to roll a resolve with intelligence.
Damn, actually, I have to roll. Oh well. Said resolve and intelligence.
Yes.
Well, if it's
Oh, both
Cappy's
mental,
intelligence, we're good, huh?
Where's Dominate? Oh,
Discipline.
Durr.
Awesome.
Bob, you can blow a willpower to re-roll those 3 black dice there.
That was Cappy.
Oh, my mistake.
So this is actually good as long as Bob does not utterly fuck up.
This is awesome.
I'm just hoping he doesn't fuck up my mind.
I didn't get a pop-up window. Did I not click the right dice?
Minimize your screen is probably behind it.
I could play
He
with
means
his
your
mind.
character sheet screen.
Yeah, no, I didn't get a pop-up window.
If you just drop the arrow down where it says powers, there's a dice next to where it says mesmerize, like all the way off to the right. It'll say manipulation and discipline, and then there's a dice, like another die to the right of it that you can click right there that will roll it for you.
Okay, you mean submerge directive then?
No, you should do mesmerize because you don't have submerged directive set up correctly on your sheet.
Oh, well, that explains that. Okay. So do I have to, alright, under discipline, do I have to pick one of the drop downs?
No, it should be discipline because that will grab your dominate and add that. You don't have to select anything, you just have to hit that dice, or that die to the right.
Are there any modifiers?
There's no modifiers.
Nice.
Yes, you have succeeded very well. So go ahead and, oh, you rolled twice. Well, we're going to take the better one because it had all of your dice on it. So go ahead and explain the directives that you give him. Keep in mind that these should be short, direct sentences.
Okay. When you are not with us, you cannot speak of what we've discussed unless we tell you you can. You don't remember that Veronica is Zamisi. You still think she's Gangrel.
Why would you take that knowledge from me? That didn't make any sense.
Because we don't want you telling anybody anything.
That's probably about the extent of what you can command from him.
Alright.
Cool.
So, we have some decisions to make here real quick, guys. Since we are forming a coterie, that means we have, since there's 6 of us, 6 free points to spend on our chassis, lean, or portillion.
Is that including the amount of resources we're putting into it?
No, well, all that's separate.
I'll defer to you guys on this because I don't know what any of it is.
So, chassis. This trait describes how well stocked, vulnerable, and rich the domain is as a hunting ground. 1 dot in chassis provides the coterie with a default hunting difficulty of 6 inside their domain. Each additional dot reduces the difficulty by 1. Chassis also refers to abstractly the physical size of the domain. This quality varies radically depending on the specific city geography, but as a very general rule, the following table, and there's a table here basically. 1 is a city block, 2 is 4 city blocks, 8 city blocks.
So I think you guys would want to start with 1 in that because you guys, between Jessica's property and Victor's property, pretty much are like getting close to a city block here.
Yeah. So, lean. This trait describes how well integrated the coterie is into their domain. Each dot in lead adds 1 die to a coterie member's pool on attempts to, e.g., interact peacefully with native mortals, find something, someone, or something specific within the domain, find out the word on the street, or otherwise investigate something within the domain.
So basically anything that you try to do within your domain that's kind of about your domain, like relevant, that's the word I want. Relevant to the domain, you would get extra dice by having that.
Portillon. This trait describes how secure the domain is against intrusion or disruption, other vampires, mortals, police, or predators, the Second Inquisition, etc. Each dot in Portillon subtracts 1 die from a foe's pool when they attempt to, for example, enter, investigate, or surveil the domain without the coteries' knowledge. Portildom seldom adds to the character's pools. Its primary acts as a resistant trait. A critical success by an intruder might lower the portillon of the domain against that specific intruder, unless the coterie deals with them before the next intrusion. Portillon does not apply to Haven in or outside the domain.
So, as a storyteller, I am going to officially recommend that that is something that you guys think about, considering that you are talking about making Bob a very public or important kindred. Having a secure domain may be important for you.
Yeah, I was thinking 3 Portillon, 2 chassis, and 1 lean.
Why not keep the chassis down to 1 and increase our lean to a 2? Because we're trying to basically set up a dispensary with a coffee shop in it, and we kind of want the community to be on our side in that case.
So you'd rather have it 1 chassis and 2 lean?
Yep. Because part of our chassis also involves all the resources we invested into this. Because part of that is the size and property that we're buying. And I believe we're at like resources 7 for that.
8.
So, you know, we're investing...
Oh, I'm sorry, 9, actually.
Yeah, so we're investing like hundreds of billions of dollars into this.
Not billions, but...
You sure about that? I'm pretty sure resources 5 is billions.
Hundreds of billions is ridiculous wealth, Ryan. I am
Yeah,
very sure.
We're not trying to buy Chicago.
I mean, don't tempt me.
Are we?
It is a consideration.
Alright, well, as long as we have 3 in chassis, I don't care beyond the rest, since chassis is our security.
Yep. Which is a big deal with what we're trying to do for you.
So if you want to do, I'm sorry, Portillon, not chassis. Yeah, as long as we have 3 in Portillon, I don't care. If you want to do 1 chassis and 2 lean, I'm okay with that too.
What do the rest of you think?
I'm trying to get a description. I could read about what it is because I'm not retaining the knowledge easily.
I'm good with your all's choices.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's on page 197 of the core book. But essentially with chassis, it's like how well stocked your domain is, as well as how big it is. So for like hunting and stuff, basically like how many mortals are around that are like good eating, and how big your domain extends. Lean allows you, it basically makes your rolls easier to do things within your domain that are kind of relevant to your domain. So like if you do investigation while you're in your domain, like people are going to give you way more information way more easily if you have a high lean because you are kind of established there and people trust you. And then Portalon is the like security and whatnot.
Yeah, so we already will have a pretty sizable chassis. 3 Portalon would be nice.
Can we increase those numbers as we establish, or use it for the whole forever?
So this is like an establishing thing for our coterie. Anything beyond that would involve personal backgrounds and resources.
The short answer is yes, you can work with me to try to improve your domain.
Okay. Thank you.
My personal recommendation as storyteller would be to keep Chasse or whatever as one. Considering the amount of property that you currently have, that makes sense. And with the amount of resources that you are investing in expanding your reach, we'll say, that is certainly something that you guys are setting yourself up well to increase as you do this. Whereas to Ryan's point, lean will kind of help you in your efforts to do that.
So, Mom and Devil, where do you find yourselves?
Yeah, one chassis. I'd say 2 lean or 3 lean, 2 Portillion.
Well, Mom?
We're discussing it.
Why don't you discuss it out loud with the group?
Well, I'm just trying to catch her up.
Oh,
Sorry, I've been up since 5 something this morning.
Be right back.
I think I'm looking at 3 on chassis.
Why do you want 3 on chassis, Mom?
I'm sorry, I meant security. Portalon.
Portillion, okay. What else?
I'd agree.
I'm looking at 1 on chassis and 2 on lean.
okay. I think that means we maybe have a majority for 1 chassis, 2 lean, 3 Portillion.
Sounds like it.
Is there anybody who is very strongly opposed to that being the final, I guess, stats for this?
Nope.
All right.
Devil.
I think we're going overboard on the Portillion, and we really need to focus on the lean. But I mean, I'm fine with it.
So, what is the name of our coterie?
The doorknobs.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Is that who we are, guys?
That works.
We are the doorknobs because when you look beyond us, you can see into another world.
Actually, that point of view is pretty sweet.
Gain an inspiration.
Except that was actually the Doors. That's how they got the name of the band.
Well, we are similar now. Wait till we start writing music.
You can't go wrong with Jim Morrison.
I refuse to choke to death on my own vomit, however.
So, guys, there is a spot on your character sheet for coteries. You can fill in all the information there if you want.
We can talk about that further when we are not streaming, though.
Indeed.
Do we have
So-
a name for the quarter? I can't remember if gave us one.
The doorknob.
Yeah, we're the doorknobs.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. I'm not going to comment. So, I think the next steps here, but you guys are welcome to tell me if you disagree, are that you have the monthly meeting that you need to take care of next week. And then, although that will be 2 weeks from now in actuality, but when we come back together in 2 weeks, it will have been a week in vampire time. And I think that given your current plan, a visit to Elysium would be a very good idea for you guys to start laying the groundwork. I'll take the silence as a yes. That sounds really smart. I like that idea.
Yep, I got it in the.
Amen.
do you think I really want to go to Elysium?
I don't think you want to go. I'm thinking that that would be the appropriate place for you guys to start doing the things that you would like to do.
Yes, it is.
Such enthusiasm.
But I mean, they could go to Elysium and I'll do other things.
That is an option. I am speaking from a general sense so that I can make sure that I am prepared for next time and understand the general structure of what we need to accomplish.
Yeah, because basically Elysium's the only place that Victor gets to see other members of his own clan.
I mean, you can always, like, arrange for meetings and stuff like that, but that is the easiest place to see a large group of kindred.
Sounds like a plan.
Alright. Is there anything anybody wants to wrap up for tonight? Otherwise, I think we are at a pretty good point. You guys have kind of strategized what you want to do with everything that you've figured out.
I mean, I'd like to, install a new doorknob on my house and, you know, maybe talk to my staff, but I think that's more sightseeing stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
I also have some side scenes I'd like to run, Storyteller.
We can talk about scheduling that stuff off stream.
Understood. Shall we do the outro then?
I think it's time. It doesn't sound like anybody has anything to wrap up. So this has been the Story Speakers Guild bringing you roleplay entertainment. Thank you for joining us for Saturday by Night. We hope you enjoyed it. I know it was a little bit of a very talkative session more than action, but sometimes you've just got to strategize. But thank you for joining us.
Until the next
Have a good
time.
week.
Later, everyone.
Au revoir.
Fear the bird. Oh wait, wrong game.
Again.